LaRouche mobilizes to shut down Wall Street as bankers shriek. The system is crashing. Tuesday, October 6, 2015 lead. As you read this report, a strong delegation of LaRouche PAC organizers from New York City, seasoned veterans of Lyndon LaRouche's Manhattan Project, has arrived in Washington, D.C. to head up a day of organizing and lobbying on Capitol Hill on October 7th to urge key responsible congressmen and senators to act at once to shut down Wall Street and implement Glass-Steagall. As LPAC's 7-point statement for urgent attention of congressmen, senators, and other members of the U.S. government specifies, this is now an acute emergency which threatens to kill millions of Americans, primarily and also citizens of other countries, which requires action now this week. Panic among Wall Street and City of London bankers is evident, just barely below the surface. The lead article in the October 3rd through 9th edition of The Economist, the banner publication for City of London financial interests, warns that the system is cracking and calls for a massive effort to backstop the bubble with new waves of quantitative easing, exactly as Lyndon LaRouche has warned is their intention. Similarly, Forbes magazine frets that there are over 600 trillion in OTC, over-the-counter derivatives outstanding on the books of the mega banks, although the real number is probably twice that amount, which could blow the once a run begins. For the likes of J.P. Morgan, Bank of America, Citigroup, Goldman Sachs, and Morgan Stanley, these issues remain a topic of life or death. The British Empire is also panicked because their errand boy, Barack Obama, is sinking, and sinking fast, both inside the United States and internationally. The impact of the United Nations General Assembly and Russian President Putin's bold actions in Syria are rumbling around the planet, and people are waking up to the fact that a new international order is possible. They have watched as Putin took Obama to the cleaners in Syria, and not only survived to tell the story, but is going strong, while Obama is flailing about in frustration. The idea that maybe we don't have to suffer Obama anymore, maybe we don't need to submit to Wall Street and watch our nations die, is a growing force across the planet. This is a historic moment pregnant with potential. Helga Zepp LaRouche has emphasized. It is a moment when we can not only sink Wall Street and reinstate Glass-Steagall, but also shift radically toward the policies of the World Land Bridge and global reconstruction. The fact that leading scholars, think tankers, and others in China have publicly endorsed the LaRouche's land bridge policy, that the second largest economy in the world has essentially adopted that policy, is of dramatic import globally. Now that the Chinese language edition of EAR's book, The New Silk Road, becomes the World Land Bridge, has been published with such powerful endorsements, we will bring that message back home to the United States with a large run publication of the special report priced for a broad circulation across the country. Lyndon LaRouche stated what is at stake in his October 5th weekly webcast with the LaRouche PAC Policy Committee. We can no longer tolerate the risk which is involved in the renewal of Wall Street's conditions, and therefore, for that reason, we have to shut down Wall Street in order to protect the people of the United States. We must take preemptive action. What we've done and what I've pushed for is to have an immediate decision by relevant members of Congress to assemble and deal with the situation as such. That was, foreclose against Wall Street without letting them get a bail-out effort. Because the giving another option for bailout to Wall Street would almost certainly ensure a great catastrophe of the people of the United States. So therefore, we have to protect the population. We have to cancel Wall Street, and we have to proceed to restructure the organization of our employment for the intent of actually getting productive processes going into effect. Essentially, a more exigent sort of requirement which Franklin Roosevelt did. But what Franklin Roosevelt suffered and had to face and deal with what is minor compared to what this condition of the United States right now. But we have the means available right at this crucial point, critical point. We have the means internationally to create a solution for this problem.